Look, bro, you know that dream, you know that vision, that idea, that passion, or those goals that are constantly on your mind, that are constantly on your heart, bro. Like, I know everybody knows what I'm talking about. You have that one idea, or you have that one goal, you have that one dream, that's always on your mind, that you're always thinking about. I'm here to tell y'all today that those things, those ideas, those dreams, those visions, those goals, those passions, like, they're not random. No, they're not random at all. God planted those in your head for a reason. God put those dreams in your head for a reason. God put those goals, those ideas, those dreams, those visions in your head for a reason. And you got to take the responsibility to act on them. You got to take the responsibility to go chase them every single day, to go grind for them, to go work for them every single day. The inspiration or the motivation to do something is not just accidental. Like, if you have an idea on your head that's constantly on your head, literally every single day, every hour of the day, like, bro, I'm telling you, that's not accidental at all. That's not. That idea that keeps resurfacing, that idea that keeps coming back, that dream that you can't shake, that dream that, just doesn't seem to leave your mind, bro. Like, God put that on your mind for a reason. God put that in your head for a reason. God brings up, unique burdens or gifts or visions to fulfill in our life. And that's how we, come up with these ideas, bro. Like, God has a purpose for us. God has a plan for us. And I like to tell y'all that, all the time. And this is kind of, what that plan that God has given us is. Like, it's the ideas and the goals that he brings into our head. It's the want to actually be something. It's the want to complete something. It's the want to be successful. Like, God puts that on your head. That's God's plan for you. That's God's purpose. And you just got to take the responsibility to act on it. You just got to take the responsibility to take steps forward to get to that goal, to get to that dream every single day. And you got to be obedient. Be obedient over being understanding. Like, you don't have to have it all figured out when that idea or that goal or that dream comes into your head. You just need to move. You just need to take that first step forward. You just need to start working and start acting on what God has placed on your mind. Because, like I said, it's there for a reason. It could be your purpose. It could be your path. It could be your plan. It could be a road that God wants you to go down. Like, you just got to act on it. I promise you, it's not there for no reason. Like, nothing just comes into your head for no reason at all. Like, he doesn't put something on your head for no reason. Like, Proverbs 3:5 and 6 says, lean not on your own understanding. Like, you don't have to lean on what you think that idea means. You don't have to lean on what you think that, dream may mean or why it's in your head. Like, bro, just act on it. Go chase it. It may not make sense in the moment. Like, this YouTube thing did not make sense at the beginning. When it first popped up to my head, I was like, where did this come from? Like, why am I thinking of doing this? Like, I never thought of this before. I've thought about doing YouTube, but I've never thought about, posting content in this light, doing this type of content. I never thought about it before. And, I've told y'all before, I don't like talking. I don't like talking to people. I kind of have like a social anxiety. So I was like, why is this idea on my head? Why did this just pop up out of nowhere? And why do I want to do it so bad? Why do I want to actually get on camera and talk? Why do I want to actually get on camera and post on YouTube? Like, why? It was God doing it behind the scenes. It was God placing this purpose into my head. It was God placing this idea into my head. And like I said, it may not make sense at all in the beginning. Like, it's not going to make sense, but faith and trust requires, taking steps forward and, working and grinding without seeing the bigger picture, without seeing the end goal, without seeing, everything, without full visibility. Like, faith requires that. So you just got to start taking them steps forward. You just got to start acting on the things that God brings to your head. You just got to start acting on the ideas and the dreams and the visions that God places on your mind, because God trusts you with these things, bro. Like, if he trusts you with it, he's trusting you to actually act on it. He put it on your head for a reason, even if it may scare you. Like I said, this scared me. I was not ready for this. Like, it didn't make sense at all, but God trusts you with it and he brought it to you for a reason. So why not act on it? Why not chase that dream that God placed in your head? Why not chase that goal that God placed in your head? Like, don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you feel like it's a perfect time. Like, bro, just go do it. Because when you wait on a perfect time, or you wait to feel ready, like, that's just a fear in disguise. That's just fear of going out there and doing what God's told you to do or God's placed on your mind to do. Don't be scared of it. It's God telling you to do that. It's the man upstairs putting this on your mind for a reason. So go chase it. Go act on it. You don't got to be scared. You don't got to fear it. It's there for a reason. It's a purpose behind it. It's a plan behind it. So just start taking them steps forward and just start chasing, literally whatever may come to your mind. Not everything, but the things that are constantly on your mind, the things that keep resurfacing, the things that keep coming back. Like, there's a reason for that. There's a plan behind that. There's a purpose behind that. You got to be obedient. Delayed obedience is disobedience. So don't wait. As soon as it's there, as soon as you feel it, as soon as you feel like you gotta move, bro, move. Act on it. Don't delay your obedience because that's only you being disobedient. Like, you gotta be obedient, bro. Act on the things that God brings into your life and do not talk yourself out of it. Like, don't talk yourself out of what God has talked you into. Don't do that, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, I don't even know how else to say it, but like the things that you're constantly thinking about, the ideas that you're constantly thinking about, like, they're there for a reason. They're there. You don't got to be afraid of judgment. You don't got to be afraid of failure. You don't got to be afraid of not being good enough or not being qualified enough. Like, bro, just go act on it. Just go do it. Just go do it. Like, God put that there, not the world, not your friends, not your people around you. Like, God told you to go do it. So why be scared of anything around you? Why fear anything around you? Why fear being judged? Why fear failure? Like, just go act on it. He's not going to always call the qualified. Like, you may not be qualified. Yeah, you may not be. You may be scared. You may feel like it may not make sense, but there's a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything. So just go do it. Just go act on these things that God has brought into your life. And I'm just going to talk about this again. Like, this YouTube thing was something that I was scared to do, that did not make sense at all, that I feared judgment. I feared failing. Like, it didn't make sense in the beginning. It didn't, until I started acting on it, until I started posting on YouTube, until I started making content every single day. Then it started to make sense. Then I started growing, and I feel like I had a purpose for this. Like, I feel like YouTube and talking on camera and posting this content was my purpose. But in the beginning, I didn't feel like that. Like, that's what God can do, bro. He puts these things on your head for a reason. All you got to do is take the responsibility to act on it. Simple as that. Like, the thing that God keeps putting in your head, the idea, the dream, the vision, like, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence at all. It's a calling. It's a plan for you. It's a purpose for you. You don't got to wait for the perfect conditions. You don't got to wait until the time is right. You don't got to wait until you feel qualified. Just move. Just act on it. Take that first step forward, because, like I said, God put it on your head for a reason. Just go act on it. Just move and be obedient to what God is telling you to do. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're on the way to 300 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.